public comment. Is there anyone who would like to make public comment? Okay, not seeing any. I will move to the only agenda item, which is the 4-day work week memorandum of understanding for 2017-2018. So Dr. Price, could you talk about that?
Good evening, everybody. This MOU is very similar to years past with one exception, and I'll highlight that in a second. But just to summarize, it's essentially saying that when the school year ends, that the work week would drop from a 5-day to a 4-day work week, and the district buildings would be closed on Fridays, and part of this being, of course, an energy savings measure. The difference this year is as we looked to when this duration lasted, when it ended in the past, it ended right before the heat acclimatization period started for fall sports, particularly football, is the most restrictive as far as how they have to run that week. And so we talked it over and worked with Jeff Loeffler and Sean and so forth and said, well, we could just open the training room and bring in one custodian that day and just open a small section, not have to run the AC or anything, and actually get an extra weekend by doing that. So that's why the span this year has gone to August 11th instead of that previous week. So we gain an extra week of cost savings that way. And the way it's written up here, it has to end by the Friday before to start the 4-day work week the following week. So that's essentially the only change, is that we're going an extra week in August. So as it would be now, if our last day is June 12th, then we wouldn't start this to the following week. We'd have 8 weeks of 4 days, all the way up until including August 11th. So asking for support to send this forward to the March 27th board meeting.
I have a question. So the PIAA's start date for fall sports, I believe, is August 14th. So how would football be here the week before?
Because they have to do a week of heat acclimatization where they're just wearing the helmet and shoulder pads that following that week. There are other sports that have that, for instance, field hockey, but they're not as specific as to here's the exact days, and they have to do that. The coaches are a little more responsible for how they acclimate them to the temperatures.
Okay.
So they'll probably also be doing it that week, but they don't have to also be doing it that Friday.
They don't do it.
Football has to do it those 5 days.
Okay, and doesn't marching band sometimes does that also the first week?
Correct.
They only do it a couple of days.
And
And I
again,
think they do it for the freshmen, and then it's, yeah.
And the instructors can control their schedule. Again, it's not as prescribed as the PIAA for football.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any numbers of like the money saved in past years?
Yeah, when they last studied it, it was a few years ago, it was between $10,000 and $15,000 was the numbers that I was given. So with an extra week here, you can look at that being more towards the higher end than the lower end.
And so that's the savings each year?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. All right, any comments or questions? Okay, so this will be an agenda item on the March board meeting, right? Okay, great. Okay. Yep.
Just one more thing I wanted to mention to the board, talking it over with the high school, and in particular Jacob Grant, our aquatics director. One of the things that we would like to advertise to the staff, I think it's happened from time to time, but I don't know that they know they can take advantage of this, is we'd like to remind them and tell them they can use the pool facility during the recreational swing free of charge. It kind of came up again. The group I can remember is our transportation group is doing The Biggest Loser, and they were inquiring through Mr. Geiger, can they use the facilities there? And he said, of course, we encourage you as part of our wellness, and Jackie, I'm sure you would support that we want you to be fit and to use our facilities. So we're going to send out a reminder just to say, hey, if you're an employee of the district, you can go make use of that. So it wouldn't be during the lap swing time because it's sometimes limited as far as what you can use, but during the recreational community swim time is when it would be available to them. So whatever the dates are for the spring for that, I believe it would be 2 times, then they would be open up to them. Now, some of the lanes are used for lessons during that time, so they would have part of the pool for themselves.
Did you say this is, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just saying that's great, so go ahead.
Did you say this is all your?
Could you use your microphone, please?
Did you say this is all your Troy or just in the summer?
for the employees to use the pool?
Well, we're going to advertise for the spring. The summer right now, the pool has not been open this past year. So we'll be through the fall, winter, and spring
During
season.
the school year?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so that's.
Yes, yeah, that was just informational. I wanted you to hear that and hear them talking about that. It was something we really wanted to start.
All right, any public comment? All right, so I will adjourn activities, and we will move on to